Okay, so today we got the truck ready for a fill up, and now I want to check and see what difference does it make if I run some ethanol free gas in this truck. Does it gain any noticeable power? Does it gain any noticeable miles per gallon? The fuel economy is what I'm really after here, so I'm going to do a calculation based on the miles that I've traveled with this tank and see what my miles per gallon currently are, and then I will fill up with that ethanol free gas, and once I run that tank down, I'll let you know what my miles per gallon are then. Let's go to the gas station. Okay, so that actually got to be really pricey. It shut me off once at 75, and then I had to put another one in, or my card in a second time, and fill up again. So that costs me, what, 75 plus 49.69, so right about $125. But now we should have a full tank. Let it go up. Yeah, there we go. Full tank of non-ethanol gasoline, 0% ethanol. And so let's do our math here. 409.3 miles. On 9.036 gallons plus 13.6. That's 22.636 gallons that I used. And I traveled 409.3 miles. So 409.3 divided by 22.636 equals 18.08 miles per gallon. Reset this. And now I know that sounds like a lot for an 04 Chevy truck, and at the end of this video I will give an explanation on why that number is actually a little higher. So watch at the end, and I'll do some math when I'm not driving and when I can explain that to you, and I will explain why that number is a bit higher. Alright, so we hit the road. I'm gonna run this tank out. So far, nothing crazy happening, of course. I do have a check engine light. I'll tell you why that check engine light's on, and I'll show you the codes in a bit here. And that check engine light has been on ever since I bought the truck 2 years ago, so it's not going to affect these results any more than it affected my last several tanks. Okay, I gotta say, this truck always ran good because it's a, 5.3 liter Chevy. I like the way that it runs, and yeah, a couple other reasons I think would allow it to run good, and it's continuing to run good. So we're gonna do this test and see if this ethanol free gas actually makes a difference on anything. So let's now go over the codes that are causing the check engine light to show. I got my scan tool here. I'm going to go down through those. We've got two PO420 and PO430, which are catalyst efficiency issues, and then some evap issues. So the catalyst inefficiencies are because the contents of the catalytic converter are no longer there. And then the evap leak is a leak somewhere in the gas line. An air leak, of course. Nothing that would cause gas to leak out and cause an issue in that, but it's usually a very small air leak that sends that code. Alright, I've ran this tank down, used almost 3/4 of the tank, but I'm coming up on a deal I found in my travels, so I'm going to go ahead and fill up at this gas station with this lower price up here, because, gotta take those these days. And then I'll do the math and show you what kind of mileage I got using the non-ethanol gas in my 04 Chevy truck. And one more thing to mention, I know the oil pressure gauge is not working correctly. The sensor must have gone bad, and the circuit must be reading open, or whichever way it reads, in order for it to do that. I'm gonna have to order one of those and swap it out. But yes, I am aware of that, so no need to make me more aware of that. And I do believe that that's important. make sure I don't lose oil pressure, because that could get expensive really quick, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that one day here. Okay. Okay, so we have traveled 355 miles and have used 18.59 gallons. So this time we actually only got 19.09 miles per gallon. So, and you know, like I said, that was, or maybe I didn't say it, but that was pretty much the same driving style. Mostly highway driving, you know, my commute to work, but mostly 55-mile-an-hour highway. Alright, so it's been a rainy day. The truck could use a wash, but the sun's finally out. Maybe we'll get her washed. But anyway, I wanted to go over the couple reasons why this '04 stock, or mostly stock, Chevy Silverado seems to be getting better performance and better gas mileage than a regular stock '04 Chevy Silverado. So the first thing I can think of is that the contents of the catalytic converters, I'm not going to crawl under there and look at them, but the contents of the catalytic converters have been removed. I bought it that way. The previous owner must have had it done. Now he was an older gentleman, so I don't know if maybe they got plugged up and that was his mechanic's response of fixing it, because I can't imagine him doing that for performance. But anyway, they must have just hollowed it out to fix the problem. And of course that can increase performance. And then the second thing would be that he also put tires a couple sizes smaller on it. See, these are 245 75/16s, and the truck calls for 265 75/16. So that of course can change the you know, kind of the drive ratio, make it accelerate a bit faster, and also the smaller tires can you know, cause less resistance down the road, and almost make it a bit faster. Now they were nice tires, so I decided to leave it alone and ride them out. And so maybe that's something that increases performance and fuel efficiency here. Now, there's a bit of a disclaimer with that though. If the tires are smaller and kind of the drive ratio is changed, wouldn't that mean that the miles on my odometer are not exactly what I'm actually traveling? If the tires are smaller and there's less, you know, circumference, they must be rotating faster than the truck is actually going. So let's take a look at the math. Okay, so let's take a look at what these tire sizes actually mean. I googled tire size meaning, and this was one of the first sites that popped up. But anyway, the first number, in my case 245 on my tires, that's the tire width. The second number is the aspect ratio. So you would multiply the aspect ratio by the tire width number to find the height. So let's do that for my tires. 245 in width by 0.70. It's not 70 because it's a ratio. So the height alone, just this area here to here of my tires, is 171.5 millimeters. So what we need to find is the entire tire height or diameter in order to find the difference between this, my tires, my 245s, and the 265 75s that it calls for. So that's just the height of the one piece of the tire itself. So let's find the height in millimeters of the wheel. Now there are 25.4 millimeters in an inch. In my tires, my rims are 16-inch rims. So we take 16 times 25.4, and we get 406.4. So let's add that to that 171.5. We get 577.9 millimeters. We need to add that 171 twice. 171.5, because you need to include the top and the bottom piece of the tire. So there is our correct amount. 249.4 millimeters is the entire thing. Let's see what that is in inches, just so we have an idea. That's 29.5 inches. So now let's do what the truck calls for. 265.75. That's 198 that it calls for. 198.75 millimeters here and here. And then let's add that, well, we'll take that times 2 to get the top and bottom, and we'll add the 406.4. So this is what we get. 803.9. So mine are, well, let's do it this way. 803.9, and divide that by my 749.4 millimeters. And so my tires spin 1.0727, for each time that the stock tire should actually spin. So what I'm going to do, to give you an idea, I'm going to say, if I do my calculation when I fill up, and like I did, and I got approximately 20 miles per gallon that first time, 20 divided by 1.0727, we'll cut it off there, because that's definitely enough significant figures. I'm actually getting about 18.64 miles per gallon. Or if I do my calculation and I'm getting 19, I'm actually getting 1.07, if you're divided by that, I'm actually getting about 17.7 miles per gallon. So that shows you, what kind of the difference is there. So that may also increase my fuel mileage, though, because it's less resistance and a lower gear ratio. Between that and the catalytic converters being hollowed out, I figure that probably allows the vehicle, the truck, to accelerate a bit easier and less resistance there altogether. And that could be why I'm getting, well over the EPA estimate for that truck, and why it runs so well. So, but anyway, in conclusion, does the ethanol-free gas seem to give you better miles per gallon or performance in a vehicle that's almost 20 years old over regular gas? And in conclusion, no, it did not. It didn't make it significantly worse, but it did not give me good gains there. So I'm going to keep running regular gas in, as I thought I would be. And but yeah, I figured I'd put this up there to share this all with you out there in the community, and share you a little, share a little bit of my knowledge, the little bit that I have on fuel economy and performance, and some factors that affect those. Because that's what we do at C's Garage. Thanks for watching.